Hello and welcome to another Budget Model Railways video, and this time we're back to N, and we're back to a small micro layout. Basically I wanted to just build something that would sit on my desk, and that obviously tended to suggest N, and I had this loop of 12-inch track from my slightly bigger N gauge layout that I decided not to progress with, and I thought I'd see how small a really nice proper little layout I could make. So this is quite small. It's 15 by about 20 inches. As I say, that's 6-inch radius track. So that's the Kato track, and obviously the rather wonderful little Kato steam loco set. Although my more usual 3D printed locos and rolling stock will run on it as well. So construction of this, Doug will put some stills on the screen now that will show you, but it's basically really simple. It's just corrugated cardboard boxes and honeycomb. I then use this packaging foam cut up in big chunks, ready mix filler, excuse this camera going all funny, but just ready mix filler to make the rock faces, paint pots. Now I did quite well there because Wix had got emulsion paint at 50p a tub. The scatter I paid 50p for the bag, and the filler was cheap as well, so it was actually quite a cheap little layout to make. But what I've also tried to do is do a multi-level approach, which is something I've always wanted to do. So the track was built on a raised area, so that I've got a road that will run under the bridge. I'm going to use our 3D printed bridge sides. Runs up round the road, round the back of the station, across the level crossing, and then down here we've got a little kind of stream. Now that's just a Javis product, there we go, that's like a paper roll with it on. The water wasn't very shiny, so I put some clear PVA on. The rocks are done in the usual way, just the filler emulsioned and then black washed and dry brushed, and just scatter. I think scatter looks better in N than static grass personally. The little church there, I found that when I cleared my mum's house. Must have been one of my late fathers from, well, quite frankly, about 40 years ago now. It was still sat in a box, so I thought it'd be quite nice to use it on there. The clumps of flowers and the bushes are just these. These were got from a company cheap on eBay, just little self-adhesive ones. So it really has been quite a simple little project. The station building I did have to spend about £10 on, but it is ideal. And there's also another little cheap one I got there, that's got to be blended in. Got a few ideas for the top of the hill. I'm just waiting for a couple more buildings to come, but it is quite a fun layout. Usual Pico level crossing. The road is just cardboard painted and then black washed, so although it looks a really effective layout, it was actually quite simple to do, and a bit like the other N gauge layout I've done, the idea is I can view it from any angle, so rather than having a big back scene, I'll be able to watch trains from that way, which will then give you a different dimension. But there's a bridge there as it runs over a river. It'll come through that little cutting there, across the road bridge, past the station on the rocky hill face, level crossing, and then into the tunnel. So there's really quite a lot of railway there on what is a tiny little layout, and I've put the track at a slight angle so it's not obvious as much that it's just a simple oval, but it's really quite good fun just watching these go around. I've got a couple of N gauge bits that will go. So it's quite a nice, simple little project. I'm finding these work quite well for me because they're finishable with my sort of quick attention span. And I quite like what's happened with the self-adhesive clumps. So there we go, it's another little N gauge project. As I say, if I do a bigger scene, it does literally just sit on my desk. So it's something anybody could build really. Doesn't take any space at all. And even if you have to buy it new, which I had to, that Kato track, it's so reliable. And it's really not much more expensive than buying Pico track, to be honest, and you haven't got any of the faggot ballasting. And when you blend it in the way I have here using ballast and scatter, it's not so obvious that it's a high track bed, and I'm actually quite happy with that effect, to be honest, especially in N. I don't find ballasting in N very rewarding. So there we go. I'll do another little update when it's finished, when I've got something on the top of the hill, and I've got some other nice little locos I want to show on here. But there you go, just doing a little bit more N gauge. So I'll just leave you as always with just a bit of shot of some trains running around, and this is a particularly nice little train to have running around. Very clever, these little Kato steam train sets. There we are, and that's going to look really nice just running around my layout. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll have some updates again soon. Hi, thanks for watching the video and for the nice comments. Click on the left for a previous video in this series, click on the right for another video you might enjoy, and please don't forget to click to subscribe, like, comment, etc. Thanks again.